Okay, so I guess the Rockets are trapping here. So if that's the case, then this player's got to move in. And a pass gets made here, then it's an X out. But, right. Okay, if you want to be in the gaps defensively, you got to be moving now. All right? Feet set, defensive stance. Like, this doesn't work. Look at this. Your feet are moving inward. You have no chance of getting outward. Okay, if you're Eric Gordon, you've got to sprint back in transition here. This effort level just doesn't get it. This is jogging. Look at this. You're never in a defensive stance with your feet set because you jogged. So now you're just backpedaling. So if you're this Rockets player, it's great that you're sprinting back in transition, but you got to communicate and say that you got this player here so this player can take the ball because this is the player that has the opportunity to guard the ball. See, not right now this Rockets player there is just standing in no man's land and not guarding the ball. Okay, so the Rockets switch this down screen. I wouldn't, but they do. Okay, stop. So this player here has got to get in defensive stance with his feet set now. See, look at this right here. Are you in a defensive stance with your feet set? Because Anthony Edwards just caught the ball, and you need to be ready to guard. You're not. So now you're just off balance, and it's just not going to happen. Okay, so this Rockets player is not in a defensive stance. His feet aren't set. He has no chance of guarding the ball. Okay, all he's going to do is backpedal. That's not defense. Okay, so what needs to happen then is this player needs to get up, and you got to play on Anthony Edwards' side. You got to force this player here right into this gap help where I can stunt. I don't have to move my feet, and I'll easily be able to recover because my feet are set. But again, as I said, this is not defense. Again, if you want to play in the gaps, you've got to get your feet set and be in a defensive stance. You can't be moving your feet inward. Look at Kenyon Martin Jr. there. Feet moving inward, never getting back outward. So this Rockets player goes up with the shot. Stop. So these Rockets players need to start getting back. You can't just stare at the shot. That accomplishes nothing. Get back. See, look what happens now that you're not getting back. You're standing and watching. Well, now in transition, you can't guard the ball because you're just backpedaling. Again, Eric Gordon is backpedaling. He has no chance of guarding the ball. None. When you're backpedaling like this, you can't guard the ball. So now you can't just play off. You got to get up and play on this player's side. So let's take a look at what happens here. So we have a defender right here that's helping, and Alperen Sengun's going to be trailing, and if he was sprinting, would be able to help. So Eric Gordon's got to get up and play on Austin Rivers' side and force him right here, where there's help, right? You can't just, not do that because you're going to get cooked if you don't. Again, this Rockets player's out of position. You have zero chance of guarding the ball like this. But look, does this look like you have a chance of guarding the ball? No. So stop right here. This player has got to stay underneath the three-point line with his back to the baseline and his feet set. Because now I can play, well, let's let it play out. So now I can see the drop, because now I can play on this player's side, force him into help here, where I can stunt. If I don't have to move my feet and my feet are set, I will always be able to recover. The problem is, so this player gets cooked, like I said, but now you're helping at the rim, and there's no time to recover then. This is off of a block shot. This is where communication on defense is so important. Okay, so this Rockets player is coming out here, and this Rockets player is coming out here. If you're this Rockets player, you got to say, I've got ball. Because now that this player knows to go here, right? See, if you don't communicate this, look at this. Two people go to the ball. And that's a major problem because Anthony Edwards. What is this player doing? Why are his feet not set? Why is he not in a defensive stance and just worried about here? Where's this Rockets player going? Look at this. Why are you going this way? This player's coming out this way. So now you're not going to be able to get out to Anthony. Look at this. You can't guard Anthony Edwards. Look at your feet. They're not set. Now you're just going uphill as he's going downhill. Turn out the lights. Communicate and transition. So one of these two Rockets players has to say that he's guarding this player here, so the other knows to go here. See, we just have two Rockets players standing and guarding absolutely no one. Okay, if you're Alperen Sengun here, you got to get up a little bit. It's Anthony Edwards, okay? Get up a little bit. Get in defensive stance with your feet set. You got to stop the ball at some point. You can't give Anthony Edwards just infinite amount of space. If you get up and stop the ball, you don't have to worry about Rudy Gobert because there's backside help right here for Rudy Gobert. But again, too easy. Okay, this is again where you have to communicate in transition. So this player's not guarding the ball. I guess he's waiting for this trailer to get back and guard the ball. Fine. So you need to say that you're taking Rudy Gobert so Sengun knows immediately to get out to D'Angelo Russell. See, we got two people standing around guarding Rudy Gobert for way too long. And so you have a double team on Rudy Gobert and then an immediate double team again on Jaden McDaniels. Stop. So a double team is fine. This player's got to stay here so this player can stay wide. Because if this ball gets thrown here, this player's got to rotate here, this player would rotate here, and this player would rotate here. See, the problem here is this player's going to triple team. So, yeah, now you're just giving up wide open looks. Okay, playing away from the ball is just like on the ball. You got to be in a defensive stance. Look at this Rockets player, and his feet are moving, so his feet aren't set. So look, this pass gets made. You took your first step upwards as Taurean Prince just caught this ball. So it's just get it and go for Taurean Prince. So if you're this Rockets player right here, you cannot be getting back towards the ball. You have no chance of getting to the ball. So get back to a place where you have a chance to get to, over here. Get to these secondary options over here. See, you're going towards the ball right now for no reason. And now this is just... Okay, if you are Alperen Sengun, you got to get back to a body. You have your man, Rudy Gobert, you're not getting back to, right? You're way behind him. So get back, take this player. See, look at Sengun here. See how he's just going back down the middle as opposed to staying here? If he stays there, now this player can stay here. But he's just getting back into the wilderness of nothing. Okay, so the fact that nobody for the Rockets is boxing out is not helpful. Okay, but this is certainly just more of who's got it. Like, say someone's got it, and once you hear that, go away from them. Like, I don't think anybody said that because you just deflect your own pass. This is a case where Kenyon Martin Jr. not sprinting back really hurts, okay? See, look, it doesn't matter that your man is right here. Just get back. Give us an extra number on defense. See, look at this jogging. So if you hadn't jogged, you'd be right here, and there'd be no place for D'Angelo Russell to go to. None. Okay? But instead, now he's able to allow Rudy Gobert to roll, and now this player's late to get out. Right here, this guard for the Rockets needs to force D'Angelo Russell here. This is where you want the drop coverage to be because now Rudy Gobert has backside help. The Rockets do on Rudy Gobert's roll, and this player can play up a little bit on the ball. See, there's no backside help here for Rudy Gobert, as you can see. So this Rockets big can't really guard the ball at all, and this, again, is a little too easy. Terrible switch right here. Stop. If you are switching the screen, which the Rockets are, you've got to get underneath the screener. Like, you can't, like, you switch over the top of the screener, like, you know, obviously. Okay, again, in a defensive stance with your feet set away from the ball. Look at your feet. They're taking you inward. So now you're not going to get outward, and it just rip and go. What is Jalen Green doing here? You have to see the ball and your man. You obviously cannot just be staring at the ball. Like, what? Okay, again, this is Jayshawn Tate now. You can't just be staring at the ball. You have to see your man as well. Look what happens when you just stare at the ball. Whoops, now I can't box out my man.